Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing good. I'm okay now. I was a little pissed off a while ago. A lot of things happened today. It was like patience overload, you know. Wow. First thing I saw this morning was my governor of this state standing by a wartime flag and a star flag that isn't our state flag at the same level, which is against our Constitution. And so that kind of peeved me, and I made a comment on it so people are aware of what's written in our laws. And then I heard that the Supreme Court, 9-3, voted that people who wanted to make a lawsuit against freedom of speech, that companies that were stopping our freedom of speech couldn't be sued, that they didn't have a case against them. So, and then I had a toxic substance around me that I had warned on for about 100 times. And what am I supposed to do? Call the police and say, I'm being fumigated on purpose. This makes me sick. It's one of my allergies. And I can't, what am I going to do? How do I prove that? So I just told them, if anybody doesn't know, whatever. So I just said, next time it's going to get physical. I'm just going to smack you, you know, if he brings toxins into my room. And I told him to leave, and he sat there and argued with me. So anyway, I want this recorded. I want it on record. So June 28th, 2024, my last straw on people taking advantage of things I may not be able to prove, but it doesn't matter because you might get your dumbass beat either way. So anyway, yeah. So that's my somewhat of a rant, I think. And yeah, it's gonna be noisy, so whatever, whatever. I played some music and got better and better spirits and what I was put into intentionally. So that's okay. It's all right. It's nothing new for real. For my subscribers, you can see what I'm listening to or get an idea of something might be something you may not have heard or an old song that you heard before or a new one or whatever. Not a lot of new stuff, probably. It's not that, I mean, I like all genre of music, but some things just rub me the wrong way, and it goes with and it's not the changing of the times, because like progressively I've loved all music, even old Turkish music, I mean, from all around the world. Square dancing, rock and roll, heavy metal, hip hop, R&B, whatever, soul, country, doesn't matter. But some things are just rubbing me wrong, and it's like it's there for one purpose and one purpose only, and there isn't a musical value in it. It's like, okay, yeah, I love dance music too, but is it really dance music? With some of this shit, I'd rather be in a mosh pit getting fucking squished than I would listen to some of this, you know, like Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish, that type. Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, I don't know, need I say more? you know, anyway. No, I mean, I don't know all of their music. I can't say. From what I've heard, it's like I don't know. Yeah, I borderline detest things that sound babyish or over sexual. I mean, there's a way to be alluring without being a total hose bag. Anyway. Same with the narcissist. There's a way to be a dick. I mean, like I told Doug, I really truly believe this out of a lot of men that act like dicks. It's because they really want to have a vagina. and there was no debating it. And it is true. It's true. They're acting like my opinion. So anyway, sorry you're expected to be a man. Well, yeah. So I just wanted to document it and for my family that watches, and especially like not that my granddaughters are gonna watch me rant or nothing, but like if I put through some music, even family like a little sister or whatever will see what I'm listening to at that time. So um, just scroll past it, you'll be all right. Usually I bring some really good information on what's going on in the world, like right away, firsthand, and um, yeah, firsthand. So I'm serious. I know that sounds outlandish. I understand how I sound, you know, but I know I was raised by the dark cabal, and I know what I fight against, whether anybody else understands, even knowingly what we fight against. So I know it, you know. I'm not alone, but to you warriors, cheers, excuse my temporary bad temperament, you know. And patience may be a virtue, but that sometimes it's not a necessary tool when you're battling pure evil, you know. That's intolerable shit. I got so much done yesterday. I got my whole backyard cleaned up, except for more trimming that needs to be done, but it's looking pretty great. Um, I wasn't able to get mowed, and it's really long now, but at least it looks better. Yeah, with all the junk. I mean, I was moving a couple wash machines. I pulled them across the grass, literally, to clear them enough to get them past the cable that our internet satellite service didn't bury good enough. And it's kind of even sticking out from the side of the house. And they left a big hole in the front of the house. I mean, this was shoddy. That's HughesNet. We're going to our local electric company with our fiber optics at or the end of July, I think, is when it's scheduled. So, yeah, hopefully that'll be much better. But anyway, so I got him past that cable so Doug can hook him up with his truck and pull him behind his shop, and he can use the metal for his what he's grinding right now. Um, Metal panels and different things he might fabricate with his body work or whatever. Yeah, you'll just cut them up. Got a plasma cutter too, but yeah, he's like me. It's like this big elaborate machine. It's like God give me a present and he'll say, I don't do this much anymore, but I used to be so stubborn like that. If things just didn't work the way, like you go to set a control on something, and it should just work, You should be able to just make it work. But so God says, here's a present, but you have to read the instructions. I'm like, well, I don't want to read the instructions. But I'm better at reading the instructions than I used to be. But yeah, so Doug um, used a cutting torch and a blade on a sawzall or something to get through this piece of metal or stuff that he had to do last night instead of taking an hour and sitting down and reading about his $3,000 plasma cutter. I'm similar like that. That is Things should just work. You should be able to just plug them in and use them, you know. Well, you know what? That's probably what he'll end up doing, like I do. I just open up a box and I'm like, okay, so I might breeze through the directions, but I'm really not big on it. Things like my food processor, it took me a while to use it because I didn't want to read the directions, you know. I use it now, but it took me a while, maybe 6 months to a year. It's just really my nature. So yeah, like I said, things should just work. But when it has blades, you should probably, or fire, or like that plasma cutter. Yeah, it'd probably probably be a good idea because you can like in seconds cut a 1/8 inch um piece of steel that's like a foot long. You can cut it in probably about 30 seconds, you know, with a plasma cutter that would take you an hour and a half to do by hand with other implements, you know. So yeah, better read the instruction on that one. You know, some things don't come with instructions that I've learned to do. You just have to do it, you know. Yeah, first song I played this morning was Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Lucretia McEvil. Yeah, Evil, that's your name. Yeah, sent it to Doug. Devil's got you, Lucy, under lock and key. Oh, what is it? Ain't no one gonna set you free. Um, Signed, sealed, and witnessed since the day you were born. No use trying to fake us out. No use trying to make it out. Soon he'll be taking out his due. What you going to do? Ooh. Love it. So yeah, that was for Doug. And a few other ones. He knows that he was listening. And I sent that one to him. Some of them I didn't send to him, but I put them through. So I still can't find this song. Something about a rock and roll song. Little bitch can't be wrong. Remember that one? And I can't remember who sings it. Anybody, if you know, please let me know. It's been driving me nuts for about, a few months anyway. Yeah, can't remember it. It's like from 2005, maybe 2005, I think. Yeah. And it seems to me there's something else that band does too that I like. Ah, you ever get there? It's like, and then all of a sudden you'll run across it, you know? Maybe now that I said it out loud here, I wrote it on somebody's channel. He was talking about music that he liked, and I dropped it in the comments and asked if anybody knew. And they say it twice, little bitch, little bitch. I think it's Can't Be Wrong and something about maybe didn't know I'd write about you in a rock and roll song or something like, little bitch can't be wrong. Remember that? Dang, wish I did. No. Anyway, yeah. All in all, I had a good day cleaning things up. So that's the only thing that's really fun for Doug in his life is building a vehicle. And I don't begrudge anybody anything, but um, when they act like a irresponsible piece of dirtbag shit. Oh well, I guess I just have to say that's why I gave him a letter of divorcement. You can do that, and you sign it and you date it, and then it can be taken to the courts for a divorce at any time. If you want to give that control to your so-called significant other, to make it very clear, it's not quite a legal separation. It's the step before. If you were to take that step, in order, if you were in jeopardy of being left with bills like I was, and or your bank account messed over or whatever it was, I had to go get a legal separation from my kid's father because he was um, beyond irresponsible. That doesn't even cover that evil. But in the same camp, one of those spirits, the dark force spirits of Satan, and in particular, there are 7 spirits of that, just like there is of God. 7 representations, although there's many antichrists or many Christ-like people, you know, on either side of the fence. But yeah, and they're in the flesh. They're people. That's how our spirit is in the flesh. It's not somebody out in the clouds, in La La Land, in the ether, in a box. It's here and now in the flesh. We do fight against flesh and blood with that spirit of the principalities of the air within them. And that should be rewritten. All the things that have been screwed with should be, or added to, you know. I mean, if you take out that 2 people are made at the same time, like 2 bunny rabbits were, and then she was taken out of him was added, or Eve was made as a helpmate or whatever. What? Who helps what? It's kind of a 2-part system. It's a dual system with one of each like that, and not anything else, you know? So anyway, just for the whack jobs that think something different. So, and the family life is in jeopardy in this extreme, um, with that male energy being in control, and all the religions approving of war that are under the control of this dark entity. You know, our whole lives have been hijacked by this. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get in touch with Christ's Spirit written on our hearts. With everything we do in our lives, we have to move like that, And that doesn't mean you may not swing on somebody someday. Hey, if I'm getting fumigated, and I've said this so many times, and really, that is health threatening. And I guess then I would have to take it to the Supreme Court, and that would take it. What if I got violent because my health was threatened? Yeah, and a lot of good that would do me. So wish me luck, 'cause I may take matters into my own hands. It could be extreme. I'm sick of it. I hate people that pull sneaky shit and then you can't prove it. I'm ready to fuck somebody up around you. Excuse me. And it's not that I'm stronger than anybody or quicker, although I could be in different ways. It's just that there's something else inside of me if it's brought out. And that's the way that is. And people do try to push that. And I am the type of person you have to do sneaky shit too, because you won't flat out just say, I fucking hate you, I disrespect you, and anybody else but you around me is better in my life. Well, I'll tell you what, I already fucking know that. And I feel the same way. It's like I told him, he's not acting like a man. He said, I'm not acting like a woman. I said, what you consider one? Good. I'm glad I'm not acting like a woman then. If that's what fucking constitutes that shit. So yeah, it might get physical is all I'm saying. I don't want it to. In a way, I wouldn't mind too awfully bad, but I know that's not the deepest parts of my heart, but ooh, he goes walking close to me on purpose. So you want to kick me? No. I would think I actually want to punch you in your fucking head. Motherfucker. Something like that. Oh, and it wouldn't be slow either. I'm just, whatever. I learned how to break a bone from an inch away. I can smack somebody in their nerve ending and where cartilage meets. But yeah, it's not the bone, but it would be the nerve endings and the cartilage and the muscles, connective tissue also. But I don't think I'd ever do that to somebody, and if I did it in their head, they would not get up. But anyway, and that's just my arms. My legs are far more lethal in all reality. But then, like, you don't have to use one extremity at a time either. You have four of them. That's not including your whole body. So anyway, yeah, I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood. You would say understandably so, or you'd say you have, well, whatever you'd say. If you didn't feel like me, you would have no clue how I get to this spot. So anyway, I was doing things that yesterday that a lot of men couldn't do to help Doug out, because actually, as a man, he would be expected to do the shit I was doing. I was moving logs that dude couldn't even pick up, or roll, or I was doing shit by myself that normal people couldn't probably do to save us time and clean things up. So, and yeah, it was partly my OCD too. I was looking out the window and I saw wash machines with stuff on it, and it's like boards, and it was driving me crazy. So I remedied it. Yeah. So, and I don't mind about stuff like that. I really don't. It's the rest of the shit. And then most of the people in my country have not read the Constitution or our Bill of Rights, you know. And you need to know. You need to know. You need to take an hour out of your day and read those two documents that you are considered. It's a contract between you and the government, you personally and our government. So you should understand what you're participating in, even as a citizen. Oh yeah, that started out my day with that gold flag around. Doug's like, it's a wartime flag. I said, oh well, yeah, I know our government is at war with us, but that flag is not to be flown unless we are being invaded in our country and it is declared. And if we are in a war overseas, us as a country personally, and that is declared a wartime flag. Other than that, no flag is supposed to be flown on the same level as ours, especially the Star of David flag with those colors and that indication. And my state flag is a loon, the bird that has uh, a different name besides just a loon. There's some other kind of, it's a water bird, you know. But anyway, it has a Latin name also, so it's not just like, oh, loony Minnesotans. It's not very appropriate, really. But kind of for a while, but it should actually be the mallard, one of our ducks, would be more appropriate. Anyway, but yeah, it should be the loon on that flag that has a pine tree, the northern pine behind it for our, with the lady slipper, which is an orchid, a lily. That's our flag, and it shouldn't have gold trim around it. We're not in, well, the treasonous government that won't let us have free speech, that now can remove our content, they think legally. No, it's still treasonous. Just keep that in mind. Don't let them buffalo you out of your rights. These Supreme Court justices, evidently 3 of them understood what the Constitution said, regardless. Period. Those are our laws. And they're being violated by our own government and our Congress and our so called president and his mate there. So, the cackling creep and the old poopy boy, you know? What a disgrace. None of them are any good. They're all Kabbalists. Anyway, just thought I'd inform you on a few things and keep you updated. Yeah, I had a horrible night last night. I had sleepless hours of pain, and I'm not sure if it's what I ate. I had a bowl of like shredded wheat after I had like a bowl and a half of popcorn, lightly buttered, lightly salted. I shouldn't have probably had both things, but it wasn't horribly unhealthy or anything. And then with that, and I did do my exercises and then go out and do all that. And that could have been a bit of a overload. I was sort of doing like I used to do before I had my stroke. So, and operation and stuff. I don't know. I had a bunch of skin tests for allergies and made several trips. I had 2 weeks, 2 sets, different times of a big sticky thing they'd put on my back with all these allergens in it to see what I was affected by. And to come to find out that adhesive was one of the things that I was deadly to- toxic to, allergic to. So it's no joke. These things, one thing right after another, broken bones, all kinds of crazy. Squished by my horse. I had blood in my urine. They were afraid my kidneys might have failed. I couldn't walk. I mean, if I told you from birth with a herniated umbilical cord and went from there with the physical things that actually were inflicted on me. There's hundreds, and it would totally, totally blow your mind. It's not happenstance. It's because I'm the warrior for good, and the evil lie detector signal is in me so deep. you know, people just can't do that shit to me. So anyway, and they know it. That's why they fuck with me. So anyway, everybody, I'm going to get this uploaded. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I love you. Peace from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day, wherever you're at.